This is part 2 of how to draw glass bottles. This is where we're going to add the shading, which is going to help these bottles come to life. But first, let's look at a few clear glass or plastic bottles or things that hold liquids. So here's a plastic bottle. Now this is shaped as a cylinder. This bottom part is a cylinder, which means that it is straight up and down, and horizontally it goes around. Apologize, I'm going a little too fast there with my finger. This top part of the bottle is a cone. It goes diagonally up, and horizontally it goes around. Because it goes around, whenever we're drawing a horizontal line on this bottle, we have to make sure that we don't see any straight lines. On this cup, we have, right here, we have another cylinder, but the cylinder is slightly slanted. So we would curve it in like this. We would then, when we're doing the horizontal lines, they need to be curved. Down here, same thing, it's just a more narrow cylinder, and we're going to curve those lines. No straight lines horizontally. And even going up, these lines are curved. They're not straight. Here is an actual colored bottle, and as you can see, the bottom part right here is a cylinder and it goes straight up. I can lay my finger flat against this, which means we can do straight lines going up and down, but we cannot do straight lines going horizontally. Horizontally, we have to do a curved line. Same thing at this part of the bottle. This part cones just a little bit. So the top part is slanted. We want to do diagonal lines. The horizontal part is around. See how I cannot lay my finger against this bottle when it is straight. When it's straight, it sticks off the edge. When it's curved, it goes around the bottle. And if we want to suggest that these bottles are round, we have to do curved lines. So let's get back to our picture. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take the same color that you used on your bottles really lightly, and we're going to add in some shadows, some darker parts. Each one of these glasses, they have highlights and they have shadows. So we're going to start with this one. This bottle is round up and down, as well as round side to side. So round horizontally and round vertically right here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start by doing a rounded line this way, just along the edge here, and then I'm going to round it in just a little bit, like this. I want to go with that curve. If I was going to go all the way around, I would go like this. But we don't want to shade in the whole bottle, or you won't be able to see the differences between where it's shaded and where it is lighter. We'll get a little closer to the edge there. Okay. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to do some over here, just to suggest that there's a light difference right here. Again, I'm rounding this part. The vertical line of this is rounded. The horizontal line of this is rounded. And if you want, you could even do an oval right here to suggest that rounded space. But I like to generally stick to the edges and maybe the top of a section. This part right here is like a cylinder slightly turning into a cone. So we can do a slanted straight line, just like the edge. This edge is slanted and straight. Therefore, we can do our shadow slanted and straight. But horizontally right here, our bottle is rounded. So we want to do rounded lines coming out like this. Again, you don't want to overkill. You don't want to do too much. And if at the bottom, if you accidentally did a straight line, if the bottles that you cut out were straight at the bottom, this would be the time that you want to just get rid of those corners and make it a little rounder. That will also help your bottle pop. So we're getting rid of the corners and we're bringing out that middle just a little. And let's do a little bit up here on this lip. So again, we're rounding that lip, bringing it around horizontally and around diagonally. Again, horizontally is side to side, diagonally is corner to corner, and vertically is side to side. Vertically is up and down. I'm sorry. Just like that. So there we've got our one bottle shaded. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit down here. I don't really think it's necessary, but we've got a little bit. Now I'm going to grab this bottle. This part, vertically, up and down, is straight. So we're going to do a straight line, vertically, up and down. We can do a slanted line or a diagonal line because this side is slanted. But when we go horizontally, we are round. So again, we want to suggest that roundness, just like this, without straight lines. What we also want to be careful that we do is, as you can see, this does not U up in the middle. It's a very, very subtle roundness. So we want to copy, we want to do a parallel line to this top line. Down here, this part is round. So we want to make sure our shadow line copies it. It's okay, again, if you overlap. Maybe show the back right here of your bottle, because this bottle would have a circle at the bottom. Again, get rid of any corners that you may have. Bring out the bottom of your vessel or your bottle. Just like that. And I think I'll do a little bit right here. Just like that. You want to make sure you leave room for highlights in here. Again, if the whole thing is dark, we're not going to see any differentiation. And you're not going to be able to see where the shadows start and where the highlights start and where the midtones start. Just like that. Okay, we're going to go on to the brown bottle. Yours might be blue. Again, this side is round vertically. So going up and down, this is round. So I do not want to do a straight line. Round there. Show a little roundness right here. I don't think roundness is a word, but that's okay. This part is straight with a little curve down there. And we can go around. Just like this. See how these bottles are starting to come alive? Now in some